Hello, it's Monday, February 18th, and we are back for Season 3 of Our Pagan Opinions. Hey everyone, so we are back with Our Pagan Opinions. It is Season 3, and the topic of the week is cloning. What is our views on cloning, and what we have to say about it. Now, cloning is something that I'm not really I don't have really any strong opinions for. However, I do see the need for caution with cloning. If you ever seen the movie The Island, human cloning, it would be. It's ethical in many. It has a lot of ethical components to it, because is it ethical to clone human beings? Is it to reproduce reproduce ourselves? Of course, the world would be a greater, better place with more Angelos. Of course, if there was more me around, it would be a wonderful planet. It would be a great world to live in. I hope so. But the dangers of cloning, I think it's dangerous because I want to talk about The Island. The movie The Island came out a couple years ago, and it was I hope you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, tough shit. I'm going to spoil it for you. It's set a little bit into the future where humans are cloning themselves, and the really rich do this. So let's say I'm a billionaire. I pay this company to clone me. They create another me, and that person is living in this environment that they think is the real world. Now they're alive, and they think that they're in a closed facility that's protected because there's some kind of virus out in the world that if you go out in the world you're going to die. So whoever's in this area, this building or structure, is safe, and they need to live here. So it's a city. It's kind of like everyone's living together, and randomly there's a lottery, and if you're chosen, you get to go to the island. And the island is this place on Earth where it's clean and hasn't been infected by the disease, whatever. So everyone wants to go to the island. However, the thing is that all these people that are there are the clones of real people out in the world. And when somebody is sick or they're dying, they need a kidney, they need a body part, they take that person from that that's where they're living, the clone. They take the clone and kill them, or take the part that they need, or they harvest the person. And so that's basically the gist of the movie. And there's other stuff going on. And, two clones escape, and they're trying to bring down the system or something. They're trying. I forgot what the plot was completely, but yes, I could see that happening. If we successfully can clone ourselves, we would probably create a clone warehouse of body for insurance, that God forbid something happens to me, then I can go to my clone and take out the lung, take out a heart, take out whatever part that of me that's failing. And that's the dangerous part. Cloning for other things might be useful. Not all cloning has to be reproduction of the body. There's therapeutic cloning I've heard about, where you can clone, I don't know, something with the cells. It's not about creating a full human, but just it's on, I think, on a molecular level or a cellular level. But cloning, I think it could be, if it's used properly for certain things other than creating a person, is all right. Maybe, because there's a food shortage, if we can clone animals for food. I don't know. I really haven't done a lot of thinking on that, but maybe that's something we could do, to clone animals, but that might be expensive, so I think it defeats the purpose of maybe saving money or something. But I think there's some kind of scientific use for it that we can that can be thought up of, and be ethical and not really problematic. Spiritually, because this is our pagan opinions, I want to go. I want to steer away from the science route a little bit and go into more of the philosophical, spiritual aspect of this. And if we can clone people, does that person have a soul, or is that person really a person if they're cloned? Those are kind of questions that are brought up. I think that they would have a soul. Cloning occurs naturally in the environment. It's called twins. Twins or triplets, or any time there's a replication of a person through natural birth, so you have identical twins, that is natural cloning. We wouldn't say that those two people those twins don't have souls, or one has and one doesn't because one is a clone, a twin. We would just say they both have souls because they're both people. So I think that the same can be translated into cloning scientifically. If I were to clone me, that other me would have a soul. It would have his own soul, his own personality, because we also have to remember that the DNA doesn't make up the soul. That just because someone's identical doesn't mean they share the same soul. Each person has their own unique soul. And their own unique personality, and just because they share DNA, it doesn't mean they're going to be the same. So if I were to make a clone myself, that person won't be exactly like me. He'll have his own soul, his own personality, his own traits, that kind of stuff. And a lot of religions do not support cloning. They think when you go to a lot of the Christian denominations, they believe life begins at conception. But when I was researching, I read that Orthodox Judaism doesn't find any real reason in their laws and ethics to reject cloning. So they say they're open to it. Basically, the Orthodox Jews, they're open to cloning because there's nothing in the Torah or the Talmud or anything in their laws and ethics that would say you can't clone. They don't believe in the idea of life begins at conception. So these are just some of my thoughts. What do you think about cloning? Do you like the idea of cloning? Do you have any hesitations towards cloning? Again, I'm hesitant for cloning because a lot of technology is created for good use. There are minds out there, there's scientific minds out there who want to create things for good reasons, but somebody will take it and shit on it and do something horribly wrong with it. So I see the positive potential of this, and I also see the negative downfall of this because humans naturally like to run amok with stuff. So these are my opinions. Leave your comments, and hopefully we'll have some discussion develop from this. Thank you.